Hi guys, a very good morning. Welcome to the Guru class on this Saturday. All right, so it's already 11, but we'll wait for a couple of minutes as we are expecting some more attendees. So you can just stay tuned for a couple of minutes for us to start the session. Also, just to let you know, we have the Q&A section open. So in case if you have any questions regarding the session or in regards to anything, in terms to the career in IT, you can definitely put down your questions in Q&A and we will take it up. Just allow us a couple of minutes to start the session. Thank you. Thank you so much for being patient once again. Meanwhile, let me just brief you a little about the topic that we have today. So we are going to cover, master real-time application of stack using Python. Right, that's the topic for today. Just a quick introduction about Unikaksha. So basically, Unikaksha is an upskilling platform that helps you gain the skills as per the current industry standards, as per the employer's requirement, and find a pathway to enter the IT domain. I mean, to secure a job for yourself in IT. That's what we help you in. Also, just a little introduction about the mentor who's going to take the session for today. So, Vinodini is our experienced mentor who has been working with us, mentoring a lot of students. To talk about her qualification, she has completed BE in Computer Science and Engineering, and she's always been her department topper. That's how her education, qualification has been. If you talk about the work experience, in the, she was working with Caresoft Global as a team lead in machine learning domain and worked in various AI and ML projects. So she have her expertise in deep learning, image processing, TensorFlow, GCP. Also to mention, she's a Google Cloud certified deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence developer. So she's one of the experience that we have in this domain, and she's the one who will be taking the session for today. Over to you, Vinodini. A very warm welcome from us.
Yeah, thank you, Ruby. So hi guys, good morning. So today's session is we are just going to see the application of stacks, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm Veda Vinodini, like I got a brief introduction, so thank you. And now we are just going to the agenda thing. Okay, so what is the agenda for the day is we are just going to see what is the data structures and what is that particular stack is. Okay, and then how that stack is going to work, and then we are just going to see the applications of that particular stack in the real-time world. Okay, and also we will be analyzing the opportunities of learning this Python language and then setting your career path or related to that. Okay, so first of all, we will just jump into what is data structures. Okay, so while you are a programmer, or if you have any aspiration to become a programmer, or are you from a background of a programmer, then you might have been known what is data structures, right? So there is always a data present in our world, and we need to organize it, right? So that's how the data structure term or this data structure thing have been origined. Okay, so first of all, data structures is a branch of a computer science. Of course, everybody knew it. And then for optimizing and to work with the data more efficiently, or to perform some operations much more faster, and need to get the most efficient output, right? So those kind of things only this data structure concept have been introduced. Okay, and after that, there is a plenty of things which have been inside this particular data structures, like it will also be helped in multiple disciplines of the software engineering development. Of course, in the each and every software developments, like let us take like full stack development, or is it an ML kind of project, or whatever it may be, there should be some data, right? So, and it should be in a structured format, and that particular data structures is going to use. So in advanced kind of data structures in Python, there are plenty of things, right? So like in a basics, you will be learning about the linear data structure and then non-linear data structure. And in advanced thing of working with any of the ML projects, or related to that Python projects and all, you will be working on pandas, numpy, or there are plenty of other data structures are also available. Okay, so first of all, the basic line of what is data structure is, you are just having a data, and then you wanted to structure that particular data, and how you are structuring it. So this particular how you are structuring, right? So answering to that particular question only, there are plenty of structures is going to come in. So there are two types of structures. Okay, what is that? One is the non-linear data structure, and another one is the linear data structure. Okay, so in linear data structure, each and every data is organized in a linear manner. That means in a horizontal way. Okay, so it is like in one by one manner, in a horizontal manner, and there are plenty of inbuilt linear data structures available. So they are called as stack, queue, linked list. So these are all the things which will come under linear data structure. Okay, and under non-linear data structure, there are like graph, trees. You can just add those things under non-linear data structure. So it will be in a vertical format, that means top to down, like 1 2 3. So that kind of manner it will be in a non-linear thing. So this is the basic introduction of what is data structures. And now we are just going to learn about this stack, right? So previously I just informed what is linear data structure, right? So it will be in a format of in a linear way. The data are formatted in a linear manner. And then what is this? The stack is going to follow a principle called last in and first out. Okay, so that is one of the important thing of this particular stack. So how this particular stack is going to work is, each and every data is coming inside, and then it will go in that particular manner only. So this particular concept is called as first out, last in, or last in, first out. So you can tell it as any way. LIFO is the particular formula or characteristics or principle this particular stack is going to work on. Okay, so of course this particular stack, what are the operations it might be included, like adding, deletion, and then popping. So there are plenty of operations we are just going to learn. So this particular image is like a pictorial representation of this particular stack. Just imagine like one data is here, and then another data is coming up, and so we are just adding based on this particular concept. Okay, so let's move on to the functions. Okay, so what are all the functions inside this particular stack? Before understanding what are all the applications inside stack, you need to have the basic concept of how this stack is working and how this particular thing is working, right? So that's why we are just saying these concepts. Like there is a function called empty, like size, top, push, and pop. So push and pop is like, pushes means inserting the element, and then popping means deleting the element, and then top or peak means that will always return the topmost value of that particular stack. Okay, and then size will return the entire size of that particular stack, and then it will empty the, like it will this empty function will return the empty value of that particular stack. Okay, so right, so now we are just going to see this in a pictorial representation. Like see here guys, like LIFO principle is the following principle of this particular stack, right? So last in is the first out. Okay, so for example, first take this container. So this is the empty stack. So now we are just going to add one value. What is adding or insertion? That is called as push in this particular stack. That term will be added as a push here. So one is pushing here, and after that we are just pushing 2 and then 3. So 3 pushes. After 3 pushes, how many values are here? There are 3 values inside this particular stack, and then now you want to delete the one value. So that is the only way to delete this particular stack, that is only by top. That means last in value is the 3, and then that is going to be the first out, LIFO. So this particular concept is called as LIFO principle. Okay, so of course there is a pros and cons in this each and every stack. Each and every data structure is going to have a pros and cons. So that's how the new particular data structures might be coming up, and many other libraries are created. So for that particular reason, so let's see what are the advantages and then disadvantages of this particular stack, guys. Okay, so what is this particular data structure is like? It is a well-defined set of operations. Like, of course, we just saw that in the previous slides, like pushing, popping, and then finding the top. So these are the well-defined set of operations in this particular stack. And after that, it is going to work in the time complexity of O1. So this particular thing is like a big O of 1. So this particular time complexity is one of the best value that any data structure can get. So that is the only one one of the advantages of it. And then here you can also reverse the particular elements by using this particular data structure. So for example, while we are seeing this reversing the order of elements, there are plenty of applications we will be reversing, right? So in real-time application, you will be reversing many values in any of the applications, or in ATM machine, or there are plenty of operations it might be happening. So all these particular data will be handled in this particular stack data structure only. Okay. So, and after that, undo and redo functions, like those kind of things also will be working based on the stack application. For example, while you are just copying and then pasting, Control C and Control V, right? So inside that particular thing also, the stack data structure is only working. So like while you are just copying it, the value is added into the stack, and then while you are pasting it, it will be just pushed out. So these kind of things will be working in this real-time applications. Okay, so of course there is a drawbacks in this particular stacks. What are the drawbacks means? It will be, for example, while you are learning about this LIFO principle, last in first out, right? By seeing that particular concept itself, you might have been heard that only one element will be popped out. There is no way. For example, let's see. If you wanted to delete this one, you wanted to delete 3, 2, and then 1. So this is one of the drawbacks. Okay. So here, and after that, for searching any of the values, or to get any value out, or you want to insert any value, so there is some lagging, and there is some problems will be coming inside this particular stack. So that concept is like in cons for this particular stack. Okay. So now it's a poll time, guys.
So we will have a poll right on the screen. Here you go. Find the odd one out of stack characteristics. So you have like 4 options right in front of you. The first one goes like it follows Lifo principle. It works like first in, first out. It is a linear data structure. It can push, pop, and top. I am sure you all were very attentive during the session, and this will show how many of us actually were listening and understanding. You'll have very short time to answer this poll, so kindly key in your answer. All right. So the poll is going to end in just few seconds now. All right, let me just see. So yes, 62% of us are listening and getting it correct. So the other people who have not got it correct, right? So if you are confused about anything, or if you have any question, you always have the Q&A right in front of you. So you can raise a query and get your doubts clear. Over to you, Vinod.
Okay, guys, thank you. So now we are just going to see this particular applications of this stack, right? So in this particular, before entering into the application, you need to understand what are all the operations this particular stack is going to work on, like addition, deletion, traversing, sorting. So there are plenty of other operations will this particular stack will follow. So just now we are just going to see this applications here. So evaluation of arithmetic expression, for example, while you are working in any of the calculator, or what are all the calculator apps you are just having that installed in your mobile or in your PC or anywhere in that particular calculator also, this particular stack will be working. So that evaluation of arithmetic expression and then reversing a data and then processing a function called C. For every programmer, you might have known what is functions, right? So inside function or in any of the programs, while you are just working on any of the program or any of the functions, like you will be creating the function, initializing it, and then calling it, right? So these kind of functions will also work in the concept of stack only. Like while you are just running it, it will be just compiling and then it is running. What is the work behind that particular thing will be your thought, right? So the stack data structure is only working behind that compiler, and then it is processing all the operations which you are working in the front end. Like you can take any of the IDE like Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio or any of the Atom, or there are plenty of IDEs available, right? So whatever it may be, the operations which you are just calling on the functions, that will work on this particular stack data structures only. And then backtracking, of course, there are plenty of data we are just going to add it in the particular stack, right? So you can easily able to backtrack, because each and every added values are already in a given address, or it is stored, or there is always a scar inside that particular stack, right? So you can always backtrack. So this particular backtracking operation will also be helpful by using this stack data structures. And then delimiter checking, for example, while you are just working in any of the IDE, or like while you are coding in any of the online compiler or anything, just imagine like that. So while you are doing that in not in Python but in another languages like Java, C#, so there are plenty of things you need to give a delimiters, right? So like colon, semicolon, or there are plenty of delimiters available in Python also. For loop, and then for if loop, there will be like a colon at the end of that particular comments. So for that particular thing, how the compiler is checking, so here delimiter checking algorithm or that particular function will be written inside that compiler, and then only it is showing it as an error while you are just compiling. See, it will just throw it as like colon is error or some other error in this particular line. So that's how this stack data structure is helpful in your real-time applications. Okay, so now we are just going to see the logic behind that particular thing. So in any of the real-time applications, we are just going to see the logic which is embedded inside that particular arithmetic expressions. Okay, guys. So now jumping into this evaluation of arithmetic expressions in this particular thing. So arithmetic expression consists of an operands and operators. So first of all, before starting to this, you should have a basic understanding of what is operands and then what is operators. Okay, so first let's see this a plus there is an open parenthesis and then closing parenthesis like b hyphen b minus c, right? So here a, b and c is called as one value, and then the operators like plus and then the brackets and then minus, so these all will be coming under the operators thing. Okay, so we will see this in an elaborate manner in this upcoming slides. Just for your understanding, I'm just showing it here. So, and there is one more thing you wanted to understand, what is the precedence of this particular arithmetic operation. So always there is like a concept called a priority or precedence. You can tell it at any manner. So what is priority or precedence is like you will be giving some importance to some of the operators when it is coming first or last, or you will be setting that priority based on that. Okay, so now this exponentiation operator is one of the things. So this particular thing is like a having a precedence of highest. Okay, and after that exponential, there will be an concept called multiplication and division, and after that you will be giving an importance to addition and subtraction. So this is what you will be always wanted to keep that in your mind while you're working on any of the application in this particular stack thing. Okay, so before understanding this particular thing, there are three arithmetic notations this particular thing is going to have. Those are called infix notation, prefix notation, and then postfix notation. So here, what is infix means, you don't need to confuse anything. Like imagine there is an operator and then operand. And what is infix? From the name itself, you can identify it is in the inside. So in between two operands, there will be an operator that is fixed inside. So that is infix. And then what is postfix? That will be like both the operands will be first and then the operator will be at the end. So that thing is called as postfix. So now prefix means first the operator will be there and then the operands will be there. So that's how these things will be explained. See here guys, like for the infix notation, A plus B, right? So this concept is called as infix. And then for prefix, look here. So here prefix means the operator is at the very first and then the operands are placed. And then for postfix, like operands are in the first and then operators at the end. So this is the thing you wanted to understand before going or jumping into this particular example of stack thing. Okay. So now there is plenty of conversions is available, like infix to postfix, postfix to infix, prefix to postfix. But if you learned only one concept, and then it will be easier for you to implement any other applications inside this particular stack concept. So now first concentrate in this infix to prefix conversion or this particular thing. Okay, so there is 5 steps you will be always following while doing this conversion. Okay, so here like reverse the given operation. So this is the very first step you will be always doing, and after that the priority check. Of course we learned about what is precedence, so we will be following that. And then the third point is when the operands is coming in, you will be print the same. Okay, so for example, look here. So A plus B, for example, this is the value or expression. Now A and B are called as operands and this particular symbol is called as operator. So now when the value is coming in, if it is an operand, it will be printing the same. So whenever the operator is coming in, you want to check this two things. Okay, so first of all you will be checking the priority and then you will be working on that, and then you will be doing another thing when it is less than the existing. So here just if the operator there are two operators, like imagine there are two operators, and then if the one operator is greater than the existing thing, it will add that to the operator stack, and after that if that is less than the existing, it will first pop and then push the operands, and then it will add the incoming operators in the operator stack. So these are all the things it will be working. So while we are seeing this in the implementation part, it will be much easier for you to understand. So final step is reversing that particular result. So now let's see the demonstration. So see here guys, so this is the basic implementation of stack in the Python. First, before seeing that infix to prefix conversion, we will see this particular thing in the implementation part. Okay, so first of all, always while you are writing a Python program, you will be starting with a calling a function or anything related to that. What is here? I just created a function here, and then I'm just calling it and then assigning that particular thing to some other variable. So create stack is here. So now if the create stack is created, what is the thing it is going to call on? It is called the create stack of function, and after that create is equal to the empty list, and then it is going to return that particular stack. So first of all, whenever you're just calling this particular function here, it is going to create an empty list. So that is the thing you wanted to understand first. And after that, what is the thing? There is an empty stack here, right? So after that, what you wanted to do? You wanted to push some value or insert some value. What is the term of pushing? That is called as inserting a value to the empty stack, right? So first of all, it is an empty stack here. So now you are just pushing the value here. So what is it? You are just passing this stack and then string as a 1 as the argument. Okay, so let's see what this push operation is going to work on. See here. So now there is a value called stack we just passed. So what is the value of stack? So it will be like an empty stack along with the, what is the item? That is the string of 1. That means it will be in a format of like this. Okay. So this is the input or an argument coming inside this push function. And after that, what happens? Like inside that particular stack, you wanted to add that, right? So stack dot append of that item. So the pushed item will be printed here. So this is for your understanding. I just gave it like this. See here. And after that, same operation will work till the string 5. Okay. So at the string 5, what the output will be like inside this particular stack? It will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So this is how your output after this particular line will be. Okay. Now I just wanted to do one more operation. What are the rest of the operations we have in this particular step? That is also called as popping, right? So what is the pop-off function? Means pop-off, I wanted to pop the stack. So here, why you didn't give any of the values here? Because always the popping value will be at the top only. So we do not, we just there is no necessary to give any of the value. We needed to remove. Okay, let's see what is pop of stack. Okay, so how this pop of stack is going to work? Like pop of stack is here. Now of course the stack will be in this particular format. Okay, now what is it? Check the empty. So first of all, before popping anything, you want to check that particular stack is in a empty value or not, right? So now this is the thing it is checking. No, it is not an empty value. So now what it will do, it will pop the value. So what is popping means? After popping, it will pop the last in first out, right? So what is the last in? That is 5. So now that will be out now. And after this popping, what will be your output? Like this will be your output. What is the value just being popped? The last in is the first out. So that 5 is popped out. Okay, so this is the basic operation, or this is the basic understanding of this particular stack is going to work. So now let's run this and see the output. Okay, see here guys. So now the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 is pushed. Right? So, and after that we perform the popping item, that is 5, and after that popping, what are all the elements here is printed. Okay, so this is the basic understanding of stack. Okay, now we are just going to see the one of important topic, that is like in infix to prefix conversion. For explaining this particular concept only, I explained the basic operation of this stack, and then while you are seeing this, it will be easier for you to understand. Okay. Okay, now look here guys. So now I just created a string called s, and then that particular variable is going to have this value. So first of all, what is infix? This is like an infix to prefix conversion, right? So infix means the operator will be at in between. right? So now if it is at an in between, so A into B plus C divided by B. So this is the infix operation format. Okay, now let's work on how to convert this prefix thing and those things and all. So already we saw that in the theoretical manner, right? So there are 5 steps we will be working on. Meanwhile, I will also explain that one by one. Okay, so here it is infix to prefix. So this is one of the function which we are going to perform or which we are going to work on. Okay, what is the argument we are just going to pause on? That is S. Okay, so now infix to prefix function is going to have an argument this. So now how it will be? It will be the argument. Okay, and after that I'm just going to assign that to some other variable, and then I'm just going to print the output. Okay, after here, see, infix to prefix, what it will do, it will call the function of infix to prefix, right? So let's see how this particular thing is going to work. See here, so this is the input now, right? So this infix is the argument which you passed while calling this particular function, and now there is, I'm just going to create 2 stack, for example, 2 list, something like operators and then operands. Okay, so why we wanted to have these 2 things? Because whenever the operands come in, we will be adding as it is, and then whenever the operators comes in, we will check that the priority, and then based on the priority, if that is less than the existing, we will do one thing, and then if it is greater than another, we will do some other logic, right? So that is how it is working. So that's why we just created these 2 stacks, and after that here, so this is the value. First of all, we will work in one by one manner. For example, first it will check this A. So first of all, it will check for any of the brackets or any of the parentheses are there, because it is going to have the higher priority, right? So that's why it is checking for those things. If that is inside it, it will work in the appending format of operators, or else it will skip to another value. That's it. So now it will check for that it is not here, and then it will check for this elif, it will not there. Now it is not an, if that is not an operator, then it should be an operand, right? So that's why if it is not an operator, then that particular thing is inserted into an operand. So first of all, what is the value? The A is passing in this particular for loop called I. So now what will be inside this operand? It will be like A. A will be appended into this particular operand of list. Okay, and after that, what it will do, it will work on this else part. That means it will always check the length of that operator and then getting the priority, right? So we will always check the priority. So this getting priority thing, I will explain it right now. See here. So now what is the priority we just wanted to give? That means the C is here, right? So whenever we are just going to check that particular thing is having a priority or not, we will be always checking it with some other separate function for checking the precedence. Okay. So here minus and plus is going to be the one of the operator, and then if that is here, then return 1. We are just setting the priority. That's it. Okay. Now it is multiplication and division. Then it will be like setting the priority as 2. And then if that is an exponential, we will be setting that to 3. That's it. So this is how that particular point, while I am explaining that in the presentation, why I just explained it in a very theoretical manner, right? So those entire concept is just shrink down into this particular 5 lines of code. Okay. Now, before doing this, you also wanted to check that for is it an operator or not, right? So is it like an A to Z or a 0 to 9 or some other thing? It should always check. So what are the operators we are having? Like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponential. So these are all the operators we are just going to have. So always we wanted to, as a human, we can easily identify. As a programming compiler, it wanted to understand, right? So that's why you are just creating this particular function, and now it will check for these things, and also it will check for the capital, and then it will also check for the small letters. Okay, so it will check, and then if it is not that, then it will return this as an operator. Okay, so now that is the explanation of these two functions. Now we will just jump into one more operation, and then we can understand the entire thing. So now it is an operator. Okay, so now A is done. The first loop of this particular for loop is done. So the second loop, right? So what is the second loop? That is like a second value will be coming in, that will be assigned to the value of I, that is multiplication. Now it will check for this is here or not. No, this will not come inside. This will also not come inside this thing. So it will come inside. It will check here, is it an operator or not? No, it is an operator, so that's how it will not come inside this as well. Now it will come inside this. What is it? Now the value will be multiplication, right? So now it will be checking like the length of the operators and then getting the priority. Of course, what is the getting the priority will work. So infix of I will be the value of multiplication, right? So that's how it will get the priority. So if that get priority is called, it will go here, and then it will get the priority of 2, and then it will come down, and then it will check that getting the priority of the operators of -1. So is there any value inside that particular operators thing? No, right? So there is no value it is going to check on. So here it will be like 2, and then it will be like 0. So now what is the priority? Like, of course, this 2 is going to having the highest priority. So now it will work on this. Now if it is an operand, it will pop, and then if it is an operand, it will pop the operand value, and then if it is an operator, it will pop the value. Finally, what it will do is it will append the value which is we are just going to add inside the operands and also the operator value. So here how the value will be. So it is already A, right? Operands is having an A here. Now the what is the operator value here? We are just passing, that is a multiplication. So now in the two stacks like operands, it will be like A, and then in operator it will be like multiplication. That's it. So this is like this will like go on until the end of this particular loop. How many ranges are there? It will be having the total length of the input. Okay, so how many values are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So there are totally 7 values or 7 length is inside this. So that's how it will be working on. Based on the operator it will work on, and then based on the operands it will work on and show your outputs. Okay, so this is the basic understanding. Now if you are just going to print that particular value, let's see how is it going to be printed. See, it is like an infix to prefix. What is the prefix logics? While you are seeing this itself, see the operators are placed at in front of the operands, right? So see here, plus and multiplication are placed at the very first, and then the operands, that is A and B here, and then operator division is placed here, and then C and D operands are placed here. Okay, so this is the output of converting this infix value to this prefix value. Okay, so this is the one of the application, real-time application, how the arithmetic operations. So wherever this particular arithmetic operation is going to help, see, like an calculator, or while you are just working on any of the precedence, or while you are working on any of the priority check application. So anywhere you can implement this particular logic for implementing this stack thing in the real-time world. Okay, so now this is the demonstration, guys. I hope everyone understand this. Now it's the time for poll 2. Let's see the poll thing.
All right, guys. we have another poll on the screen. What are the various operations that can be performed on different data structures? You have various options here like searching, sorting, traversal, insertion, deletion, and then you have all of the above. As you were attentive in this session, as you have been a part of this session, I'm sure that you'll get it correct this time. Just few seconds for the poll to end. Kindly key in the answer. All right. Wow, the result has improved compared to the previous poll. So 89% of us have got it correct. Thank you for being that attentive in the session. I'm sure you are enjoying the session. Vinodini, over to you. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can put down in Q&A. We will take it up for you. Hi, Vinodini, can you hear me? Veda? Guys, I think there's a technical glitch. Just allow us like a minute so that we get it sorted here. Right. Okay, so Anudeep has put down a request in the Q&A asking to share this video on your email. So just to inform you that every Guru class that happens, we have a recorded, streaming or live streaming that we do, and there's a recorded version that is added on the YouTube. So you can anytime refer. We'll share the YouTube channel link. You can have a look, and all the Guru classes that have happened in the past, you can find a directory of those on the YouTube channel. Veda, can you hear me? Are you here? All right. Meanwhile, let me just go ahead and share the link as well so that you can refer to the YouTube channel. Please do like and follow us so that you get notification about what we're posting new, and everything would be in regards to the current, requirement, the current IT, what's going on in the market right now. Every new thing, every webinar that we have would be uploaded. So kindly follow, like, and subscribe so that you get the notifications. Just allow me a minute. All right. Harshada, we would like to take up this question, but I just want to understand what requirements are we talking about. All right, I think we have Veda back with us. Apologies for the technical glitch. I think she'll take over the session now. Meanwhile, I'll just put down the answers in the Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So now the poll 2 is done, right? So now we are just going back to the on another application here, like the reversing of data. Okay. So of course, in previous thing, while I'm explaining the application part, I explained the reversing concept, right? So whatever thing you're just going to create in any of the application or full stack development, how the compiler is going to reverse that particular data is going to be worked in this particular stack data structure concept. Okay. So how this particular thing is going to work on means just we can just jump into this explanation directly so that it will be easier for you to understand. Okay. So what is this? Welcome is the input which we are going to work on, and then while we are reversing that, it will be coming as EMOCLEW. Okay. So this will be the reversing output. So now let's see how this particular thing is going to work on. See, first of all, welcome, right? So W will be the first value that will be pushed here, and after that E, L, E, O, M and E. So totally all the values of this particular string will be added here, and after that, while you are pushing everything out, right, see, first of all, while you are working in any other, if you have expertised in any of the string values or any of the other programming language, while you are doing some reversing operation or while you are doing those things, it will be like a little bit painful, right? So while you use this particular stack concept for reversing it, it will be very easier for you to do that. See, first of all, you can just push that value here.
Ved, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we see in the chat and the Q&A that your screen is not visible. Can you please try to share the screen again?
Sure.
Unfortunately, we cannot see the screen. We're really sorry, guys. I think there is a technical glitch. Just allow us like a minute to sort this out. These technical errors are very unpredicted. So I hope you understand with us. That can happen anytime with anybody, and we're just trying to fix it. Just a minute, and I think we'll be on the track again. Meanwhile, yes, the Q&A is still open. All right, so here we go. Veda, thank you so very much. We can see the screen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. So I just apologize for the inconvenience. Okay. So reversing a data, right? So it is like a welcome. We are just adding it, and then while you are popping that particular thing, just push it and then pop it. That's it. So then you will be getting every output of reversing a data. See, while you are comparing with any other coding language or any other thing, while you use this particular data structure for implementing this reversion, it will be taking the less time for working, and also it will be very easier for as a developer for you to implement it. Okay, so this is one of the example that is in a real-time application. And then there is one more application we are just going to see, that is the processing of function calls. Okay, so just see this particular image. For example, there is a function here main, and then there is another function that is called as a of. Okay, and then if this particular main comes in, and then a of function will be calling, right? See, after that, inside this a of function, B is available. So if you open that particular B, then C is here, and then if you call that C, then you will be printing something else. Okay, so how the compiler or how your IDE is having that much memory to identify, see, these many functions inside this, and how that is working, that will be wondering for you, right? As a first time programmer, I'm just saying you. Okay, so if you are a very beginner to the programming, then you will be thinking all those things. So now it's the answer for you, that is like stack data structure is sitting behind, and then it is helping with you everything. Okay, so look here. So first of all, the address A, that is the A of function, and then it is B, then it is C. So these are the different states of that each and every particular stack, and it will work based on the priority, and then it will show the output. Whatever you wanted to call, you can do that. See, inside B, you will be doing that. It is inside a function of B, or you can perform some other arithmetic operation or anything inside it. Even if you add some other arithmetic operations inside this particular step, it will also work that same stack data structure for doing those things. Okay, so these are the important real-time applications which each and every day-to-day life as a programmer or an aspiration in that programming thing in Python. So while you will be thinking about all these things, how this will be working, that should be your question, right? So this stack data structure is one of the important thing, but it is like a sitting in very silent manner, and then it is helping in you in a real-time application day-to-day thing. So these are the applications which we wanted to see this in the stack thing. So as the as end of this particular learning all these Python and then stack concepts and all, as a main thing you wanted to become a Python developer, or you wanted to expertise in that particular Python thing, right? So how much numbers you will be making after completing this Python or this fundamentals of Python? While you learned about all these things and all, you will be becoming a Python developer, and of course you will be making, like, as a beginner you will be like making like 6 to, and it will be max up to 12. And also there are plenty of persons inside India, they are getting like max up to 18 as well, because based on their experience and the projects they are just going to use, and then the creativity level, based on those things the numbers will vary. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share you guys, and then the last poll is coming up, and then we can wind up this particular topic. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so very much, Veda, for explaining this particular topic in in a detailed and a simplified manner. Right, guys, we have another poll on the screen, which is, I believe, the concluding poll for the topic. Excuse me. So here it goes. Find the of application of stack, evaluation of arithmetic expression, backtracking, delimiter checking, reverse the data, processing function calls, all of the above. You have few seconds to answer this poll. Okay. Oh, wow. That's nice. It says that everybody has got it correct this time. It is very rare that we find such kind of rewards. I mean, the answers to poll. Well, thank you so very much for being here. We will just have a quick, I'll just explain you a little about, about Unikaksha programs as well, and also a quick poll coming up before we wind this session. I can see somebody here have raised their hand, right? Mugerwa Dixon. Right. Can I know what is it in regard? Can you please put it in the Q&A if you have any questions? All right. So meanwhile, I leave you with a couple of minutes to put down your queries before we end the session. Also to inform you that, Unikaksha, as mentioned, is a platform that helps you upskill yourself, to make a career in IT industry. We train you as per the industry vetted curriculums, right? So we have various courses that comes with 100% job guarantee, with various payment programs like pay after placement, upfront fees, with a lot of discounts that are going on right now. So if you want to understand as to how you can build your career in IT industry, what course would suit you best, we have a team of counselors who actually can explain you about the market trend, the requirements, and everything. So if you are interested in knowing more about Unikaksha's program, kindly let us know. We are running a poll, and based on the response, we will get in touch with you. All right. So do you want to know more about the programs? The choices are yes or no. If you keen a yes, we will definitely get in touch with you explaining about how you can actually streamline or find a pathway to reach a good company in IT sector. We have these personalized counseling sessions wherein we understand about your profile, your background, and suggest you according, in accordance to that. The poll is going to end in some time. All right, the poll has ended, and I see that we don't have any further questions here in the Q&A. So we will end the session. Thank you so very much for being here with us on a Saturday morning. Everybody who has keyed in a yes will definitely receive a call soon. We look forward to see you the next weekend. Thank you so very much.